I'm back with an update and of course a new figure unboxing. Welcome to MANDO Collectables. So welcome back to MANDO Collectables, and firstly apologies for the month-long drought on the video side of things. Real life just got in the way and work has been extremely busy for me of late, but thankfully my shift have changed now, so I'm going to be hopefully getting back to regular weekly content with figure unboxings. But within that month I've been doing a lot of thinking about the collection, how I want to go forward, and realistically I've decided to sell on a few figures, and just because I just had my fingers in too many pies really, I just want to stick to the Mandalorian and the Boba Fett collection in general. So I sold on my Darth Maul, sold on the Mud Trooper, the Scout Trooper, Dengar and my Sith Trooper. All gone, and that money is going to be going to other things, which I'm going to tell you right now, which is going to be module cases. I've decided, because this shelving system I've got at the moment, it's great for beginners, just to get your figures on the shelf, but realistically, maintenance wise and keeping it clean and dust free is near impossible. I'm literally doing it every single week without fail, and I thought the best way to do this is I'm going to do it properly. I'm going to go the module case route, but we all know with module cases, when you order them, it's going to take a good 12 months for them to arrive. So I'm going to be still getting figures. Not as many, of course, because obviously these module cases do cost quite a bit of money. But when I do get them, I'm going to be unboxing them and then probably not sticking them on the shelf. I'm going to be probably reboxing them and keeping them ready for when my module cases arrive. That may be the plan. Obviously, I'll set them up and I'll show you the figures as they are on the shelf. But once that video is done, then I'll probably pop them away and keep them fresh until the module cases arrive. It's going to be definitely into next year, unfortunately. But regardless, I think that's the way forward. I'm just going to stick to my Mandalorian collection, the Boba Fett collection. And yet again, I do say, and I will say, there is going to be another couple of franchises coming in to the collection, but that's going to be definitely beginning to mid to next year. So until then, it's all going to be Mandalorian and, of course, Boba Fett until further notice. So that's my little update. Definitely looking forward to the module cases. I so really need them because, as I say, keeping these dust free is near impossible. And it's a shame, really, because, you know, you pay an awful lot for these figures and you really want to keep them the best, best condition possible. So this way is great for a starter, but realistically, if you want to go into it full on, which I am doing, and you want to look after the figures and keep them fresh and clean, then module cases is definitely the way to go. So that's my little update. Let's crack open this figure and see what we got, shall we? Okay, so here's this week's figure unboxing, and this is of course the Sideshow 1/6 scale Boba Fett Mythos figure. This one I've had in the collection for months. I've literally kept it in a box, haven't taken it out, haven't got round to unboxing it, but today was the day I thought get another Boba Fett into the collection, and I've really looked forward to unboxing this figure. I know it's a Sideshow rather than a Hot Toys, but this figure looks pretty impressive. So let's take a look at the box, and it's a pretty standard box, but an awesome picture of the Mythos Boba Fett on the front cover there. No TMS number, of course, because it's been Sideshow. Now, obviously, the box itself is just a standard Star Wars box, nothing new on the side apart from the Star Wars logo. But on the back, you do have a nice picture of the figure itself, which looks pretty awesome. And you can see it's the Mythos line there. But absolutely awesome looking figure. Really cannot wait to unbox this. So there's the box. It's nothing fantastic. So what we will do now is we will unbox him, and then I'll then show you firstly all the accessories and then the figure straight out the box. So before we unbox this figure and show you the accessories, I forgot to mention the inside with the inlay card. Now, here's the inlay card, and it's obviously pretty similar to the picture on the back of the actual box itself, but it's got some nice little touches on the sides of the box on the inner card, where you can see close-ups of Boba Fett himself, where you can see his jetpack there, and then obviously 3 lightsabers from some bounties. He's obviously killed some Jedis. On this side, you've got a close-up of his armor, chest armor, and then on the top, you've got like a close-up of his arm with his rocket launcher, and then on the bottom, you've got a close-up with him holding his blaster rifle. Nice little pictures, nice little touches for the insides of the box. You don't get that on the Hot Toys. I thought that was worth you showing. So there we go. There's the inner card and the nice little graphic artwork on the outer sides of the box. So let's crack on and show you the accessories and then move on to the figure itself. So here is all the equipment that you get with the Mythos Boba Fett, and I'm pretty impressed. You got quite a bit of accessories, but we'll start with, of course, the horrible hexagon base, the standard base you get with the Sideshow figures. Hopefully, I'll be able to pick up a custom one, a bit more rocky, a bit more detail, just to make this figure look a hell of a lot better than rather than have that standard horrible base there. Then we'll move over to the accessories. Firstly, of course, we have another 6 hands, which come with the figure, including the 2 on him already. Then we'll look at the lightsabers. We've got 3 different types of lightsabers, and all of these will be hanging off his belt. Once you see the figure later on, pretty decent detail in these 3 lightsabers. Of course, these are obviously Jedis that he's killed, and he's kept these as bounty trophies. Then we have which is unusual because I've never knew Boba Fett carried one, a blade, a big huge knife there. Then we'll move on, of course, to his classic jetpack. Pretty awesome detail on there, some really nice paintwork, and of course battle damage and weathering, really good weathering on there. So there's his jetpack. And then moving on finally to his weaponry, he's got quite a bit. So he's got his standard pistol, and then we have also his standard little, I'd call it submachine gun, kind of like pistol gun, which it does come with this, with the Sideshow prototype version of the Boba Fett. So that's pretty good. And then, of course, the main 2 guns is classic blaster, which is definitely going to be holding when I pose him up. It's a great detail on this. Awesome detail on that. And then, of course, last but not least, this awesome gun, which is, I'm assuming, some sort of sniper rifle. But it is really great details, wrapped up in cloth. So obviously protect it from the dust and where he is in the desert and all that. But amazing, absolutely love this gun. It's got its obviously legs there, so he can lie down and take his shot from a distance. But very impressed with the weaponry you get with this figure. It is pretty damn awesome. So there are all the accessories you get with the figure. So what we'll do, we'll get Boba Fett straight out the box, stand him on his stand, and then we'll take a look at the figure straight out the box. So here is Boba Fett out of the box, literally straight out the box and on his stand. And firstly, you can see he got this robe that completely covers the front of him. Now this robe obviously is wide at the sides, so you're going to get some pretty decent poses with this robe. Now we'll start at the top of his helmet. Unfortunately, this is slightly bent, so I'm just going to put some heat on that and literally get that straightened. But detail-wise on the helmet, it's looking pretty awesome. Some great battle damage on there, as per usual per Boba Fett helmet. Fantastic looking helmet there. But as you can see, that the robe goes all the way back, but not as far down at the back as it is at the front. So what we'll do, we'll start with the front first, and we'll lift up the robe itself. Now, let's probably push that to the side if we can, like so, which will probably end up there anyway, like that. But as you can see, he's got his classic armour. And under here also, you've got some more weathered robes. And you've also got a nice little pouch there. And I do like his utility belt. There's quite a few bags on there. You can stick different items in. And then at the back, of course, you've got his gun holster. And then here you have, if I can just move that out of the way, you have these 3 sections there where you can put the 3 lightsabers from his bounty from the Jedi bounties. And then at the back, of course, these robes follow on down. And these are not posable, but obviously we just put a bit of foots in and get them looking pretty decent. But apart from that, he's got, of course, his Wookiee braids hanging over his arms there, which are pretty good, which need, obviously, yet again, a bit of foots in and making sure that they're in decent positions. But as per usual, still got his armour on his arms there, his flamethrower, and of course this side, moving that out the way, you've got his obviously his Whistling Birds rocket launcher there. Now obviously I'm going to have to fuss this a little bit so I can get his jetpack on, and as you can see, unfortunately it's the hook system. Typical Sideshow, really don't like that hook system for the jetpack. But anyway, this is this figure. Pretty awesome looking figure. I'm going to have some decent time trying to futz this guy and make him look pretty dramatic in his decent pose. No doubt I'll be able to do that. But that's the figure in general. Overall, fantastic looking figure. Love these robes. Love the general look of the figure itself. His boots are exactly the same. No difference concerning the way his Under Armour is. But overall, interesting figure. Looking forward to getting this guy set up, put in a decent pose and see how he comes out. So there's the actual figure, the Boba Fett Mythos figure. Let's get this guy posed up and then get him added to the collection. So finally, here is the Mythos Boba Fett in his pose. And final thoughts on this figure, he looks pretty damn awesome. The figure itself looks outstanding. Love the rifle he's got. Love the pose I've got him in. Really do like this Mythos style of Boba Fett. Really, really is very impressive. It took a lot of futzing around to try and get this pose. And this figure, as per usual being Sideshow, did not come without its troubles. Clearly, the one point is obviously his jetpack. That was an absolute nightmare to stick on with the old clipping system. I nearly literally broke it in frustration. And then obviously then the elephant in the room, of course, is the limbs. They aren't the strongest. So when I tried to dual wield this Boba Fett with 2 guns, it wouldn't actually hold this rifle on its own with one arm. There wasn't enough strength in the arms, unfortunately. So I went with the one pose with the main rifle, which looks pretty awesome anyway. Overall, fantastic looking figure. You know, I can't complain. I can't complain really about its actual look and the style of the figure. It is absolutely awesome. Would I advise buying one if you're not a hardened Boba Fett collector? I'd probably pass on this if you wasn't a Boba Fett fan. Even though it looks fantastic, it's an absolute, it's a nightmare of a figure to prepare, you know, and try and get set up, because also as well with the hands, I had so much difficulty trying to keep the hands and the pegs in the arms. It was such a nightmare. But now he's posed up. Unfortunately, I'm going to leave this one out of the box because he looks awesome anyway, but I don't think I need the hassle of trying to reset this guy up again. So overall, fantastic looking, beautiful looking figure, but an absolute nightmare to assemble and basically get it in a decent, fantastic pose. But if you're a hardened Boba Fett fan, go for it. If not, I'd seriously think about giving this guy a pass. But for me, being the Boba Fett fan that I am, he just had to be in the collection. But overall, very happy. So let's add this guy to the Boba Fett collection. So here he is, next to all the rest of the Boba Fetts. And so far so good. As you can see, I'm running out of room for the Boba Fetts up here because I do have 3 Mando figures there, which will shortly move down a peg, down to the next level. And then the Boba Fett figures will continue. But overall, it looks pretty awesome. in the collection and in the pose that he's in, and I'm very happy to add him to the collection at last with the rest of the Boba Fett collection. So that is, of course, the Sideshow Mythos Boba Fett 6-scale figure. And there we have it, yet another awesome Boba Fett figure added to the collection, and that being the Sideshow Mythos 1/6-scale figure. An absolutely beautiful looking figure once it's on the shelf, and the presence, it just pops on the shelf. But unfortunately, it doesn't come without its fair share of problems with its actual setting up process and getting it into a decent pose. Because one, the limbs are very loose, being a Sideshow figure, unfortunately. I tried to dual wield him with 2 weapons, but it just wouldn't hold the main rifle with one hand, which was a bit of a shame. Also, the pegs on the wrist peg kept on popping out for the hands, which was awkward. And then to top it off, you had the issue with the jetpack with the horrible clipping system on its back. I nearly broke the thing in frustration. But if you can see past the frustration and take your time, you end up with an absolutely awesome looking figure. Now, would I recommend this as just a standard figure for you to buy? If you're not a hardened Boba Fett fan, then I'd say give it a pass. But if you're like me and you love your Boba Fett and you want to get all the variants, then it's a must-have to see past the frustration, and the end result is just worth it on its own. It's absolutely awesome looking figure. So there we have it. There's another video done and dusted. As per usual, thank you very much for watching. Much appreciated the new subs that I've received over the last few months. I really hope you enjoy the content, and please, hopefully, you'll enjoy the future content that I bring. So, as per usual, please do leave a comment. Please do leave a thumbs up. And remember, if you like the content you see and you're looking forward to more, please do subscribe. But remember, only if you want to. I'll catch you in the next video.